And now we're going to bring in Coach DJ King. DJ likes to play with the video a little bit first. He's got to say hi to Mom, maybe some other folks there. DJ, your team is down 5-0, nobody out second inning. But I'm still hearing you occasionally up even here in the box. It was quiet early in the crowd. And you're still telling your team to execute. Talk about how your team executed and won this ballgame.
Well, first of all, I gotta say, I wouldn't have made it up here had it not been for Mom. You know, I made a call down the line there, and they said, "Hey, they're waiting on you in the booth." I said, "Thank gosh, I called home." So, that you know, it's a team effort. But no, that's been our motto all along. You know, execute and win the little things, and we kicked some balls early. You know, I think we made 2 fairly routine plays in the first, and it's a 2-0 ball game, and we run away with it. But we're down there in the second, and our big thing is quality at bats, win the little things, and that's why we kept saying execute, have a quality at bat, fight this guy, get him deep. We knew going in if we could get in their pen that we could do some damage, and those guys just did it. You know, I was sitting up, I was sitting right beside Tut. He's coaching third, and I think it was the 3rd or 4th pitch was up. Runner on first, nobody out, and we didn't bunt. We hit into the double play, and I was kicking myself for it. And I'm sitting there thinking, you know, we still got to play for one. Still got to, you know, we tried to play for the big inning a little too soon, and we went back next inning, get a leadoff guy on, bunt him over, push 2 across after that, and that's what we do. We wanted the little things, and these guys never gave up. You know, I went to the mound, and Cinco had kicked the ball, and I could see him beating himself up, but if there's ever a stronger-willed, clear-headed guy on the field, that's Mike Marcinko, and that's why I named him our team MVP for the entire summer. So.
And well-deserved. And how big was that 2-run third? You're down 5-0, but even though we gave 1 back in the 4th, those 2 runs in the 3rd seemed to turn the momentum back in our favor.
Yeah, you know, the thing with those guys is they can really hit. And you know, you got to keep plugging away, and you hear it in the dugout every game. It seems like you're down in a college baseball season. You know, plug away, chip away, get a few back here, a few back there. Those 2 runs that inning were huge for us. You know, and it wasn't, we didn't tie the game or anything, but if you were in our dugout, you would have thought we did, because you know, we've been shut out for 9 innings yesterday. We were shut out for the first 5 innings, or I guess that's when we scored, and we pushed 2 across, and I was like, all right, here we go. The bats are starting to wake up, and you know, we're not going to hit a ton of home runs or anything like that, but we found a way to score, and that usually means we're going to find a way to win.
Same thing in the 4th, 2 outs and a runner on first base, and that's when the rally starts. You get a couple of hits fall in for you, not necessarily line drive shots. You get a hit by pitch and a big 2-run single by Eugene Vasquez, and the game's tied. It's a different ballgame at that point.
Different ballgame, and we tried to go the extra base and go 2nd to 3rd, and thank goodness Cole Gruber was running, you know, all the way through the plate, and they counted that run and tied it up, and we knew right there that changed the momentum big time, and that was probably going to push us on top. You know, we fought the whole second half of the season after the All-Star break to get up in that top 3, because we knew we'd have home field advantage, and that's why we fought. You know, when you're in a game like this, home field is the biggest thing, and it paid off. You know, all that work, all the times we focus on winning the little things, it paid off right there for us.
So all that craziness the first 4 innings, it's 6-6 after 4. It's a slugfest, and then a bunch of zeros go up on the board. Jeff Schenk, talk about his effort. What an effort out of the bullpen tonight for Jeff.
That's a story in itself. Schenk comes up, it was probably 5 days ago now, right after his start. He did a post-game lift and popped something out of line in his back, and the poor guy, he didn't go to the second game at Covington. He couldn't even walk, and he ended up going to the chiropractor a couple days later, and they adjusted him, and he said he felt better, said he felt good to go. We threw him in a bullpen last night, and he looked all right, and I debated starting him tonight, you know. Instead I went with Michael on short rest, and not that he didn't have great stuff, he wasn't commanding it, you know, like Micah usually does, and I just had a gut feeling to go to Schenk right there early, and not something I typically like to do, but we did, and he settled in and really pitched his tail off for us. So.
Talk about Will Lohman and Griffin Creek. They give you the last 2 innings. Lohman, the battle, that's the biggest battle I've ever seen in that 8th inning. runner on third, nobody out gets out of that, and then bases loaded, 2 outs gets out of that. His effort, and then Griffin coming back on short rest to get the last out of the 9th inning.
Yeah, I debated. I had Griff marked off for today, and he came up to me earlier and he threw. He actually got on the mound and threw and said, "Coach, I've got 3 in me tonight." And I said, "No, you've got one smart one in you tonight." And Will, he showed up and he had command issues. I don't think he had command issues. I think he had confidence issues, and we've got him on the back end closing games now, and that tells you how far he's come this summer. And he goes out there and does a heck of a job getting that Charlie Powell ground out in the 8th with 2nd, 3rd, 2 outs, huge situation, and he makes his pitch, and gets Charlie to swing his pitch, roll over, Cinco throws him out, and that's huge. We send him back out for the 9th and punches out the first 2 guys, and then all of a sudden he kind of lost his arm slot, lost his command a little bit, walks a guy. Then the bleeder, we couldn't get their dang leadoff hitter out to save our lives, but he gets a hit. Now you're 1st and 3rd, and I had to make a tough decision. And Loman's made so many big pitches for us. I don't want to end his summer on a low note. And Griff was down there hot and brought him in, and he got on the mound. I said, "You got to make 1 pitch. Not 1 inning, not 3 innings. You got to make 1 pitch." And he made it. Got us out of the inning, and that's how this whole pitching staff's been. Guys got each other's backs.
So 2 outs in the 9th. Kyle Pitts gets on a hustle play. He puts the ball in play, reaches first on the air. You bunt. Playing DJ King baseball. You get the runner over.
Bobby Cox baseball.
Bobby Cox baseball. There you go. We're playing Atlanta Braves baseball. So he gets. I haven't even put it in my scorebook yet. You can tell that the game ended right there. Mike's up there with 2 outs. There's a lot. We have a lineup 1 through 9 that's tough outs. Is there anybody else you want up there than Mike Marcinko, though?
Well, the whole game I was saying if we could get to Rossini, we'd be all right. Get to Rossini, because I switched that around. But at that point, Travis is up. He's going to give you a tough at bat, and with Marcinko behind him, it's been a big 1-2 punch right there all year. And before I go into the Marcinko at bat, I just told the guys this story, and Dan Neff is a guy that we pitch around right there, and he's struggled all year. He's changed his swing a little bit, and he's had his ups and downs, and it's just been a tough summer for him. And I tried to get him in the game the other night, and he looks at me and says, "Coach, I need a break." He said, "You let these guys get their at bats, I'll do anything to help this team win." He said, "But I just need a break from swinging." So right before the night, I said, "If Pitts gets on, get your legs loose." He said, "I've already got him loose." He ends up scoring the game-winning run for us. That's what kind of team we have. That's what kind of character we have, and it tears me up every time I talk about it. But when Marcinko came up with 2 outs, I knew if it was around the zone, he was going to find the barrel. We were talking about his swing earlier today, and Matt, our assistant, I just can't say enough about the guy. He made a comment to Marcinko earlier today. He said, "See it up and react down." Marcinko's been digging out, balls down by his knees and putting barrels on him, and he started chasing a little bit lately. And when he said that, see it up, and then work down from there, I knew going into that at bat, if he got a pitch up, he was going to put a good swing on it. And of course he did. Puts the ball down the line, and I was just in shock. I was blown away right there.
I was going to describe your emotion now personally. Working with these guys all summer. That ball goes off his bat. It's pretty obvious to all of us it's going to fall in. Your emotion in that moment, knowing that this group now, win or lose, it's been a great summer, but now it's capped the championship.
The immediate reaction was, "Oh my God, that just happened." My next reaction was, "We've got the best assistants you could ever ask for, period." And I grabbed Tut and I grabbed Matt, and it's all on them. And I said it before, great players make great coaches, and these guys, they put in 1,500 hours into this community this summer. They've done everything we've asked. They've bought into their own program, taken ownership. Great players make great coaches, but great assistants set the foundation for success. And the job that those assistants did, that was my first reaction. I got to grab those assistants. I was so proud of them.
So wrapping up this season now, you've done these post games all season long. Now wrap up just the whole experience. Your first season in the Nevada League. You're spoiled now. You won a championship in your first year.
It's going to be a lot to live up to next year, but the town, the community, you can't say enough about Waynesboro, man. You know, and it's funny, I lived in Stanton all summer, and I love Stanton to death, but Waynesboro is home. You know, that's home for 2 months, and what these families do for our guys, you know, taking them into their homes. They even call them their sons. You know, my brother, my sister's here. They want the ball, they want the bat. You know, I'm like, your real brother or sister? No, for the summer. But they call them, you know, my brother, my sister, and that tells you what kind of family it is. And I'd be wrong if I didn't mention Mary McDermott, Beth Tipton, and Diane Lundstrom. Those three right there. I can't say enough about what they do. And if you're around the Generals long enough, you'll see them. And the work that they've done pulling this thing together, and I thank them, you know, yesterday before we left, hoping it was the last game we're going to play, but I'll thank them again right now. I can't say enough about them. You know, they've been our backbone this whole year. So.
And I get to Bogart this night from Chris Neal. He's been the guy standing right here beside you all season long. Yeah.
Chris shows up before he's got his scouting reports up, his note cards, and the work that he's done all year. You know, the job that you showed him to do last year, you know, I can't say enough about you two guys. You know, it's just been a pleasure for me to be able to work with y'all, and I think it's the best, from what I hear from family all over the country, it's the best broadcast in the Valley. So I appreciate all the work that y'all do.
Well, I've been trying not to end this, but I guess at some point we have to call this a night. So DJ, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for everything, including a great season.
Thank you. Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad. Miss you guys. See you soon. Shannon, love you.